To have the guts to kill a pregnant lady, to even aim a gun at a pregnant lady, to have that kind of ill intention toward a pregnant lady is fucking wild. As a grown ass man, as a human being in general, it's a sick world, bro. Yo, what it do, YouTube, man? I'm not want to waste time, so I'm gonna get straight into it. You feel me? Now, today about the reacting to the shooter said T Grizzly paid to get his unkilled. It's over. Now, if you don't know, if you've been living under a rock, T Grizzly basically got accused of putting a hit out on his auntie because she was pregnant with his baby. That is a crazy thing to say, but hey, that's literally what it is. Apparently, he got her pregnant, and then she must have wanted the baby. He didn't want it, so he got her gone. That's fucked up, but I'm hoping that ain't true. But let's see what they're talking about.
The rumors that T Grizzly paid for his aunt/manager to be killed started off as a simple conspiracy. It's now escalated to the point where the murder suspect defense is in court saying that T Grizzly paid for the hit. Let's do a quick recap just to make
Bullshit.
sure everybody is
Y'all
caught up
calling
on this
bullshit?
situation. And if you're not caught up and didn't watch the other two videos, you could go to the T Grizzly playlist to get caught up. But T Grizzly auntie Jobina Brown was shot and killed in 2019.
Sad to have to report this, but Jobina J.B. Brown, the manager and aunt of T Grizzly, was shot and killed in Detroit on Tuesday night, August 20th. Comments about her death began surfacing Wednesday, August 21st on social media.
R.I.P. that lady.
Her passing was confirmed by TMZ. According to law enforcement sources, a shooter opened fire on Grizzly's Cadillac Escalade while the vehicle was traveling around Detroit. The gunman allegedly approached on foot and shot Brown, who was sitting in the back seat in her left side. Grizzly was reportedly riding in the passenger seat and got out of the vehicle as the shooter approached. The driver said the attacker fired 3 or 4 shots and noted that Brown screamed before the gunfire began. Brown was rushed to a local hospital but died from her wounds. She was 41 years old. Police don't know if Grizzly was the intended target of the attack. He and the driver were unharmed.
Let's continue the brief recap before we get
now
into...
that sound like a hit. That definitely sound like a hit. How somebody come and wet y'all up? You didn't get hit. Yeah, the driver didn't get hit, but she the only one that got hit. And I think it was like 16 shots or some shit. I could be wrong on that aspect. I could be wrong on that part. But that's a bit fishy. I'm not saying that he did do it. I'm not saying he
New
didn't.
details, because it's crazy. It left me stunned. So if you watched my last video, you know that T Grizzly did an interview. During this interview, T Grizzly detailed exactly what took place moments before the shootout. T Grizzly and Jobina was riding around in their Chrysler 300 with a driver. They had to make a stop before getting to their destination. They stopped at T Grizzly's family house from his daddy's side. When they stopped there, T Grizzly got out from the back driver's side. Jobina was sitting in the back passenger side. When T Grizzly got out and walked to the porch, gunmen came, opened up the back passenger side, shot into the vehicle, and killed Jobina. T Grizzly says the shooters were looking for him, and that's why they opened up the back passenger side, because they thought that's where he was sitting.
She's still breathing and everything. She called me. She called you while she was shot. She called me.
You can't grow
Hey,
your
yo, I'm gonna get an
podcast
ad
if you
blocker
spend
when
all your
I
time
get
editing.
monetized and
So let's
shit.
edit
Get to pay
faster
for
with
that.
Riverside.
You feel me?
What'd she say?
I was trying to talk to her. I didn't hear what she was saying.
Oh,
She couldn't really form no words. You know what I'm saying? But, like, coming for me because they opened my door.
okay.
They was shooting the car. They hit her 8 times, though.
Mm. And you have no idea where this came from?
No, I ain't got no idea where it
See,
came
if
from.
they shoot her 8 times, wouldn't they want to shoot the driver too, to get, or anybody else in the car rather, to get rid of all the witnesses? Just saying, man.
It ain't even matter where it came from. I felt like everybody was a suspect.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like everybody was a suspect.
T Grizzly was correct. Everybody was a suspect. But we'll get to that later and exactly what that means. But let's continue the brief recap. Wu Thing, a.k.a. Wu 600, was arrested for the murder of T Grizzly's aunt. Now, Wu Thing, a.k.a. Wu 600, is from 600. He's T Grizzly's associate, and he's Buka 600 associate, who was the groomsman in T Grizzly's wedding. After Wu 600 was arrested for the murder of T Grizzly's aunt, that T Grizzly believed was targeted for him, T Grizzly continued to hang out with 600 members like Buka 600. Wu Thing was initially arrested for the murder because he was pulled over in Chicago while sitting in an alleyway, in a stolen vehicle, as well as being in possession of a firearm. The stolen vehicle that he was sitting in the alleyway was actually the getaway vehicle used in the murder of T. Grizzly's aunt. And the firearm,
That's
after
some
ballistics was done,
dumb-ass
was the
shit.
same firearm used in the murder of T. Grizzly's
This
auntie.
nigga.
And the cell phone towers
This
confirmed.
nigga riding around in a striker like it's his own. Then he got the most dirtiest gun, the dirtiest gun ever. This nigga got to be some type of dumbass. Yes, he got away with it at the moment, but you're supposed to dispose of the evidence. Hold on.
That Wu
let's make
thing
sure.
was actually at the
nigga.
location for 2 hours before T. Grizzly and his aunt got there. Why was you hiding out at that location with the murder vehicle and the murder weapon? Obviously, you are involved in the murder.
Suspicious.
But it also opened up more room for suspicion for T. Grizzly. If this was a stop that was out the blue, it was a stop that came up while y'all was in the vehicle and you just made an emergency stop somewhere to grab something, then how did the shooters know to be at that location for 2 hours? It didn't make sense whatsoever. And if they were at that location for 2 hours and they seen you get out, then why would they open up the vehicle and kill your aunt if they were looking for you? It made zero sense whatsoever. And it didn't make sense to the police either. The police chief wasn't buying T. Grizzly's story either. My sources told me, and when I say sources, understand this when I tell you this.
Man.
I'm not talking about hearsay. I'm not talking about associates. I'm talking, everything I tell you, they've been in the room when it happened. I'm not talking about, hey, yo, I heard this. Hey, yo, Pookie told me. No, I'm talking about when I tell you something in this video, understand, the person I heard it from was in the room when it happened. The person that told me is connected directly to the situation.
Hold on. Let me make sure it's still recording. Because that one time was irritating as a bitch. All right, really good.
I was told the police chief looked T. Grizzly in his eyes and told him, I know you involved somehow. I'm going to get down to the bottom of this. The police chief thought this. The police chief thought that T. Grizzly was involved somehow. They just couldn't prove it. They just couldn't connect the dots.
It's a sick
People
world,
wasn't
bro.
talking. Whoever this Wu Thing guy is, he been quiet. That's until he went to that courtroom today. That's until he went to that courtroom. Oh, and we're going to talk about what happened in that courtroom. It's not looking good for T. Grizzly, what took place in that courtroom.
Oh,
But the
man.
police chief told T. Grizzly, we know you involved somehow. Now, you could say the police chief is salty. They got something against T. Grizzly. They got a vendetta against T. Grizzly. Okay, you can probably go with that. But when the police chief is telling T. Grizzly that to his face, and he's telling Jobina Brown's family to their face, hey, we know something is up. The police chief told Jobina Brown's sister and Jobina Brown's mother that they believe that T. Grizzly is involved somehow. Now, T. Grizzly became a suspect almost initially because the police chief discovered, so T. Grizzly's uncle was married to Jobina Brown. The uncle went to jail 3 months before her death. Within those 3 months, T. Grizzly began an intimate relationship with Jobina Brown.
That's some slimy shit right there. Some real backdoor shit. Ain't that some?
You looked at that and thought, wait, that's messy. That could obviously lead to something. But that's before they began to put the puzzle together. T. Grizzly and Jobina never fully admitted that they were intimate, but I was told that family members began to figure it out fairly quickly, and it was starting to get around. Could T. Grizzly maybe have gone the extreme to cover it up? Maybe. Now, the rumors that Jobina Brown was pregnant at the time of her death is false. But where those rumors came from makes things so much worse for T. Grizzly. The rumors that Jobina Brown was pregnant came from court, and it wasn't a prosecution who put that theory out there. It was the defense. It was Wu Thing's defense attorney. You see, Wu Thing is the murder suspect in this trial. Whatever his defense attorney say came from Wu Thing.
Right.
See, street dudes is finding creative ways to tell nowadays. They telling through their lawyers, right? They won't get their butt up on that particular stand and point their hand and tell it all, but they gonna tell through their lawyer.
Nigga, telling is telling, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like, gunning shit different, but telling is telling. It's like, it don't matter if you go through a third party to tell the truth. You told, cause the truth wouldn't have came out if you kept your lips shut. Shit like that.
The defense attorney, who is responsible for getting Wu Thing off, he came to court and he says, listen, obviously, T Grizzly put the hit out on Jobina Brown. He said that.
We back, y'all. I had to do some little technical difficulties. OBS studio, but nah.
I was pregnant. Now, the prosecution understands that this. Now, the prosecutors themselves could probably believe that T Grizzly is guilty, but right now, they're trying to prosecute Wu Thing. So they brought the autopsy person or somebody, an expert, to testify that Jobina Brown was not pregnant. T Grizzly is a smart man, so he already understands that if the defense attorney is in court saying that you were the one who put the hit on your auntie, that came from the murder suspect, that came from the shooters. That means the shooters is already talking.
Oh my God. All right, but we good.
Shooters is already giving information to their attorneys, and they're trying to use that to get him off. It's not looking good for you, man. And all that tells me, to be honest, is that the shooters believed the aunt was pregnant. They probably heard, this is why we're doing this. This is why we're taking her out. They probably was under the impression,
But to have the guts to kill a pregnant lady, to even aim a gun at a pregnant lady, to have that kind of ill intention toward a pregnant lady is fucking wild. As a grown-ass man, as a human being in general. It's a sick world, bro.
You gotta, you feel me, take her out because she's pregnant. And if that's the case, then maybe if T Grizzly is involved, then he probably thought she was pregnant the whole time she wasn't. Maybe he was told if he's involved, right? So if I'm T Grizzly and I'm hearing this information, if I'm involved and I know who I told this to, then I know they tell it. I know they talking already. And it's not looking good at all.
Right.
Now, the shooter is trying to get the cell phone tower evidence dismissed. The shooter is saying, the phone is registered in somebody else's name. However, that number from that phone is a number that's known to him. It is a number that he's been using for like his probation officer.
Hold on. Okay, just making sure because you keep doing that little ding ding.
Friends, that's his number. But because the phone is registered in somebody else's name, he's trying to get it dismissed. It's not going. They're not dismissing it. The evidence stands. The driver who was in the vehicle when Jobina Brown was shot and killed, he testified that the shooting took place 45 seconds from when T Grizzly got out the vehicle. What that shows is T Grizzly was on that porch. That shows that there's a high likelihood that the shooters seen T Grizzly. Because from how the car is positioned in a picture of the house, if you're walking up to the back driver's side and you're opening it up, you can see over the car. Like you
ain't
can.
No way y'all ain't see that big ass thing get out the car and walk up them stairs to the porch. Come on now.
The porch from that angle, and you'll be able to see a 6'3", 350-pound T Grizzly. You can't miss him. So if he was the target, you'll be able to see him. He was not the target. It doesn't make sense that he is the target. Now, someone who hopped on the phone with T Grizzly, someone who talked to T Grizzly after the incident and was told by T Grizzly what happened, I asked, how did T Grizzly sound? Like, was he like emotional? The words that I was told verbatim.
Man, what's the words?
It felt like he was trying to fake emotions. It felt like he was trying to kind of draw up something. Like he was trying to sound like he was distraught. The person told me, bro, I can't really explain it, they said. It just felt like he was trying to come across as if it was this and it was not. Sada Baby was also signed to Jobina Brown. Sada Baby was one of the people who came to identify her body. I believe it was Sada Baby and Jobina Brown's sister, if not her mother, who went to identify her body.
Damn.
And I was told that Sada Baby was distraught. He was effed up about this. I was told, but Sada Baby was looking at T Grizzly a little crazy. The Sada Baby actually looked T Grizzly in his eyes and told him, hey, bruh, tell me you don't got nothing to do with this. That even Sada Baby
But
wanted T Grizzly to know.
to be fair, bro, this or he say she say. You know what I'm saying? But that would be a crazy dialogue right there between the two.
Hey, bruh, tell me you got nothing to do with this, man. And that T Grizzly gave his word to Sada Baby that he ain't had nothing to do with this. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. Now, the next court day is tomorrow. I'm going to have people in the court day. I'm going to have people in the room. We're going to figure out more details about what's going on. Because the defense attorney for the shooter is throwing T Grizzly under the bus. Now, right now, it don't feel like the shooter or the suspect is telling, because from their perspective, they believe the case is weak. Because once you throw out the cell phone evidence, at this point, it's kind of like, how do we put him at the location?
You
So
don't.
he hasn't
How
really
they gonna
like,
throw out
fully
the
told
cell
you
phone
because they
evidence?
believe the case is weak and they can beat it. But once he's found guilty, once they put him right where he belongs, man, it's over with, bro. It's done for, man. It's over with. Now, I was told the family, Jobina's Brown family, has been very suspicious of T Grizzly for a while. And when I was told why, they said, listen, the family has been suspicious of T Grizzly because he continued to hang with the people that the family believe is responsible for the aunt's death. If Wu Thing, aka Wu 600, is from 600, and T Grizzly groomsman in his wedding last year was Buka 600, the family is like, come on, man.
Yeah, that is
We
crazy,
not born
bro.
yesterday, y'all. If the hit was for you, then why you still hanging out with those people? So it's not just us. The family themselves is upset that T Grizzly is still hanging out with the people that are responsible for the death of their, aunt, daughter, niece, mother, wife, etc., etc. What I can say, man, is this started off as a simple conspiracy. This started off as y'all telling me, Flacco, oh, you reaching, Flacco. Oh, my God, you police, Flacco. Am I still police if this is true?
Yes.
Am I still police if this is true?
Yes, you are. Nigga doing all this digging like a fucking investigator action. Am I police if it's true? Yes, the fuck you are, nigga. The fuck?
Ain't no street stuff. If this is true, if a wife and a mother was killed and she wasn't in the streets, she wasn't no gangbanger, she wasn't none of that, is this still street stuff if she gets justice?
It's not, but it's not your business. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily snitching. As a pedestrian, ain't no such thing as snitching. But it's not your business, bro. But hey, I'm just here to watch the video. Glad you did it.
Y'all got it backwards, homie. Y'all got it backwards, homie. This ain't no street stuff, homie. They weren't at war. If T Grizzly is involved, and I say if, this ain't no street stuff. They weren't at war.
Facts.
They weren't into it. They weren't beefing.
Facts.
Yo, to me, T Grizzly already showed from the very jump. He ain't got no morals. He ain't got no principles. You was effing on your uncle's wife or ex-wife, because when you go to jail, like, bro, the uncle got sentenced.
Let me see. Check this camera real quick. Okay, it's good.
9 years. He was 3 months into the sentence when Jobina Brown passed away. A 9-year sentence, bro, that's your ex-wife at that point. But if T Grizzly was effing on the uncle's wife 3 months into his sentence, that's a man that ain't got no loyalty to nobody.
Bro, you know how long he was thinking about doing that shit?
Rap about back
bro, 3 months?
Nah, man. This is bro. Y'all let me know in the comment section, people. Man, bro.
That don't make her no better, but it's like, you as the nephew, that's beyond wild, man. Let me know what y'all think down in the comments below. I mean, I'm not gonna say he's obviously guilty because the simple fact the proof is in the pudding. The shooter is saying that he hired me to go kill her. So, do y'all truly still think that he innocent or not? I don't think he's innocent. I'm just curious to see how this all gonna play out in the end. Cause it's far from over. But I'm gonna catch you niggas in the next one. Yes, sir.